You should go, Cass.
Is it true?
Oh. Hey, look, I don't want to rule hell.
What do you want?
You should go. What do I want? I got what I want. This thing, it isn't just a leash, it's a siphon.
What does that mean?
It means that all the ghosts and all the demons, I'm gonna suck them all right back into me. The power of a cajillion souls. Lilith, Crowley, they are nothing. I'll be a god. Or, close enough. Great timing, right? Because, heard there was a vacancy.
So the chest, the Enochian, you've been playing us all along.
I couldn't have done without you.
Now, did you guys feel the deja vu? Because I did. Because that's what typical villain end up. They typically tell what they really want at the end of the scene when they got what they want. But how does it all start? How does the villain, whether in series or in real life, end up getting what they want? How do they do it? Now welcome to the channel of Dark Analysis, where we analyze how this villain use manipulative tools to get what they want. Now you must be thinking, what is a manipulative tool? What is manipulation anyway? It is simple actually. It's the way people get what they want indirectly, rather to either to lies and deception. You will end up giving what the manipulator want without them even saying it. Incredible, right? But that's how they did it. That's how they can achieve something great. It's because they being indirect. And when people being indirect, especially when it includes lies and deception, that is what is called or referred to as manipulation. Now let's see the part how this demon named Belphegor start. Let's play the video. Number 1.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi sucks. Anyway, I'm guessing this whole hellmouth thing is kind of you?
No, it was God.
Yeah, sure. Oh, you're serious?
It's a long story.
Okay. Look, I'm not some crossroad demon. I'm not even one of those black-eyed goons who crawled his way up here to eat, virgins and puppies and virgin puppies. Look, downstairs, I punch a clock. A soul comes in, I torment it. It's what I do.
What's your point?
The point is, I like my job. I like hell the way it is, or was. So, all those bad guys, you want them back where they came from, right? Well, me too. Okay, we're twinsies, guys.
Now, as you can see in the video, when Belphegor appear in Salmon, Dean, and Castiel, he start off with a light show, with a introduction, with a friendly introduction, if you will. In all manipulation tactics, it involves phases, and each phases should be done perfectly, because if there's only one phases, the manipulator fail or not doing well, they are less likely to get what they want. So in previous video, we see that Belphegor or Belphegor use two phases, not yet three. There are 5 phases according to me, and Belphegor start with the first 2 phases, which is the early phase of manipulation. The first phase is what I call scouting. This is where when Belphegor wanna see what's really going on in the situation, and he done his work well. He know what Sam and Dean is all about, what they're capable of, and even their weakness. The demon Belphegor know all this, and this is what is called scouting. The second phase is the longest phase in the previous video, where he talk about himself, how the demon and the main character Sam Dean have sort of common. The second phase is called disarming. It is when the manipulator try to get the trust, the friendliness, the support, the goodwill, and many positive. Let's just say in the disarming phase, it is where they want to build a relationship, positive relationship, or positive image about themselves and how the victim view about them. Because if the manipulator show earlier negative image about themselves, or not in favor, or something bad they show, they are less likely to get into the other phases, the third phases. So this is what the Belphegor do in the previous video, which is installing positive image and his virtue, how he have a positive morality, for example, in a perception of demon, that is, and so on. Now, the first and second phase is a very important phase for a manipulator. They don't go directly telling, oh, I want this, I want that. No. That's not how it works. It first starts with the early phase, which is knowing your victim, scouting phases, and disarming, making the victim relax, trust the manipulator, and feel comfortable. In some situation, the victim don't even care if the manipulator trying to manipulate them. They don't care about that. In some cases, for effective manipulator, they can make the victim think like that. Now we're going to the next video, which is a video showing the third phases, which is what I call invasion. Now let's play this and see if you can see what I mean by the term invasion phases.
All right, let's just stick to the plan, all right? We head back to the bunker, figure out how to close the rift.
If you can.
Well, you got a better idea?
I do not. But if you wanted to buy some time, you could always contain the ghosts.
Contain them how?
Magic.
And you just happen to know the right spell.
Lucky you.
What do you mean by contain?
Imagine a salt circle a mile wide. No ghosts get in, no ghosts get out.
Yeah, great, okay.
Now, do you see what I mean, or find out what I mean by the term invasion phases? If you see the Supernatural series, usually Sam and Dean, the main character, usually have everything figured out. They know what to do, how to do it, what's the next step. When there's a problem, they know what to do next. However, the demon Belphegor suddenly interrupt them by installing doubt. Now that's what I call invasion phases. Basically, invasion phases is about lowering the victim self-esteem, belief. They doubt themselves that what if there is another way? What if What if what I'm going to do is not right? And what if there is the person, the manipulator, have a better way? Invasion phases is invasion because it invade the victim faith, belief, confidence, self-esteem, and their ways of doing things. The end goal of invasion is basically to make the victim rely or dependent on the manipulator, and that's what we call invasion phases. And we see this in many of the manipulator victim relationship when where you see the victim seems like they don't know what to do next, always dependent and rely on the manipulator. This is what happened in that previous video. The demon Belphegor tell Sam and Dean a better way for their problem, which make demon Belphegor sort of the leader, because the demon know that Sam and Dean now depend on the demon Belphegor. That's it. And this is the phase invasion phases. Now, when manipulator move on from one phase to another, that does not mean they will not go back to the previous phases, which is disarming and scouting. As a matter of fact, manipulator always go back to the previous phase. Actually, the phase where they get what they want, which I call guidance, the stage 4, phase 4, happen not many compared to scouting, disarming, and invasion. Manipulator will always go back to the previous phases, as I will show in the next video how Belphegor go back to the disarming and back and forward to invasion, back to disarming again, and then see. Let's play the next video.
What's that?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, cool. So people are like crazy good looking now, eh?
What?
I mean, the last time I was on Earth, I was human. It was a while ago. But, we were all worshiping this giant rock that looked like a huge penis, and anyway, folks back then, they were, ugly. Had a lot of humps. A lot. Look at them now. Look at you. You're, gorgeous.
What? Okay.
Now, as you can see in the previous scene, Dean was putting his gun away, which is sort of putting away his defense, right? Because, as you can see, in that car, only Dean and the demon. There's no Dean allies, and anything bad could happen. And when Dean put away his gun, Demon Belphegor saw it. What could it mean when people put away their gun in front of a potential enemy? It could mean they feel safe. However, Belphegor want to make sure. So Belphegor asks, "What's that? What are you putting away?" It's as if he can't see what's in front of him. Maybe he really can't see, which that I'm not so sure, but Belphegor asks, "What do you put away?" And Dean say, "Forget about it." That could mean that Dean are yet to fully trust Belphegor, and Belphegor saw this. This is a process called scouting. Belphegor want to see if Dean say he's putting away his gun, this means Dean fully trusts Belphegor, but Dean's not telling Belphegor he's putting away his gun. So Belphegor saw this and realized that Dean is not fully trust Belphegor yet, and so he go to the phase 2 back, which is disarming, where he try to win the trust from Dean, try to make sure Dean are comfortable with him by, as usual, charming, trying to at first indirectly compliment Dean by saying how beautiful people are nowadays compared to how people look like in that demon era. But in the end, he sort of, he directly linked that compliment to Dean's. Now these phases will repeat: scouting, disarming, invasion, and I want to show the finale, which is how the demon Belphegor indirectly tell them, the group, Sam and Dean and Castiel, what he really was after. But Sam and Dean will not realize it.
I don't care what the witch calls it. It's not a door or a gate.
What is it?
It's a tear. God stamped his foot and...
Hell ripped open. Belphegor, why were you looking for this?
That's the longest you've ever looked me in the eyes.
You don't have eyes.
True. Okay. I got an idea, but, you're not gonna like it.
Wait, what do you mean Lilith's crook?
Yeah, you know, one of those curvy-ended canes the shepherds use?
Of course, just like our previous stated, manipulator often repeat phrases before indirectly telling what they want. So on that scene, you'll see that the demon Belphegor in that scene start with phase 3, which is invasion on Castiel, that is, by bringing Castiel to the side which Castiel does not entirely familiar with, because who else familiar with the places aside from the demon, because that places is a hall toward the demon realm, which is what demon Belphegor come from, right? So in that phases, invasion phases, of course Castiel don't know anything, and demon Belphegor know everything about what's inside that hole. And so the Castiel, which is, of course, if you guys see the series, Castiel is actually an angel. So since angels are not entirely familiar, especially the lower rank angel like Castiel, did not entirely familiar with demon realm or the world. Of course, Castiel gonna ask Belphegor, what is it about? What is it? What we're trying to show? Basically, the moment Castiel asks that, it means Castiel are relying on demon Belphegor answer, for which, instead of directly telling Castiel, he go back trying to win over Castiel back by cracking a joke, which is phase 2, disarming. And after phase 2, back to phase 3, which is invasion, where he said, "Oh, I have an idea, but I'm not so sure if the main character Semendinel would like it. Yeah, I'm not so sure." Which, of course, when people tell you that, of course you feel, oh man, why? Again, when you ask that question, you rely on the person to answer it. For which demon Belphegor finally moved to stage 4, which is guidance, and this is where he tell every people in that group what he want indirectly. He's not telling that he actually want that, but it's a way to solve the problem, which what you saw in the first scene, the first scene that I show in this video, which is the demon Belphegor finally tell what they really after. And you must be thinking, okay, so that's only 4 phases. I thought you say there are 5 phases. Yes, it is true, there are 5 phases, for which I will show you in the next video. But I want to see if you guys can think about it. What is the final phase? Phase 5. If you are a manipulator, you achieve scout. You manage to scout your victim. You manage to disarm your victim. You manage to position yourself above the victim, which is invasion, and lowering the victim position. And you manage to achieve the 4th phases, which is guidance. You indirectly guide the victim to what you want. Of course, you're not telling them that you really want that. No. It's for the benefit of the victim per se. You're not telling the victim that you really want that. No. So what is the final phases? If you can think about it, what is the final phases? Now with that, thank you for watching. I will end the video for now, and I will make a new video next week, maybe. But I hope you like this video, and I hope you guys found this video useful in your everyday life, in a way to defend yourself against manipulator, to identify when and how people manipulate you, because I have a lot of things to say. This is just phases. It's not yet the tools. This is a strategy. Each phases have its tool, has its tactic. So thank you very much, and I see you all in the next video. See ya.